What's up, everybody? It's your boy Dtlf back with another episode of Late Night with yours truly. Empire Jeff in the building, bro, is up late, man. You the real MVP. Appreciate you, bro, for joining the chat and everybody else who decides to join. My crazy ass decided to go late at night tonight just because, man, I'm very excited. Okay, we are on the verge of what I think is going to be a very historic NBA season. I think it's going to be. No, you're not, bro. You on live with us, man. Yeah, you're not a day early, Jeff. I'm right here with you. So I think it's going to be an awesome run coming up for not just the Lakers, obviously for the Lakers, but for Team USA, who plays, well, hypothetically speaking, tomorrow morning at 5:40 a.m. So good luck waking up, y'all. I will be up for sure. I got to see my boy Sawston take it off, man. But glad to see how Justin said, "Dan, you woke me up." Hey, man, that's what I do best, man. Wake your punk ass up. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, no, for real. I'm glad you guys are here with me, man. Much love. What's up, Angie? What's up? E-Rod. Yes, sir. Everybody's in the building, man. I do want to talk some hoops with y'all, but I also want to talk life, man. How y'all been? How was everybody's summer? We in, what is it, autumn now? And then we almost in the fall. My goodness, man. Very exciting times up ahead. And check this out. How can I not get excited? How can I not get excited? Just look at this picture here, fam. Look at this picture here, right? The Lakers are on the verge, I think, of making history. I think we're going to get number 18 this year. I think the basketball sides, the basketball guys are going to be on our side. Check that out. So you got the Grand Master, Phil Handy, with Rui /Shimura. You got Anthony Dog Davis. You got the new guys right there as well, man. Obviously, and it's just it's a very, you got LeBron, you got the GOAT, you got King James in the back, one of the GOATs. It's crazy, right? So they're already in the gym months ahead of time, and it's something that if you're not up right now at 11:30, you're not excited. You know what I'm saying? Real basketball fans are up at this hour, so wake up, y'all. I'm trying to talk some hoops, man. You're not excited for this new team with all these new additions and all this awesome stuff, man. The awesome content we've been putting out for Kobe Bryant week and all of that, man. This what a time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. What a time to be alive. But how are we feeling though? He said, I was looking for a movie to watch, but DTLF will do. My guy, man, salute. I appreciate y'all for joining. He said, let's go Team USA. Can't wait. Go Lakers, Dan. Much love. Much love, Giovanni. Listen, Team USA is about to play at 5:40 a.m. Pacific time, 8:40 Eastern. So y'all better make sure you set your alarm clocks. I'm telling you, fam. I'm telling you right now. So it probably, you know what, Jeff? It probably said the 26th on the stream because in the East Coast is probably already the 26th. I don't know. Can't explain it, but yeah, here we are. Now check this out, right? There's something I want to talk about as well. There's a rumor going around that the Golden State Warriors are eyeing Blake Griffin, Chris Paul reunion to complete the roster. Okay. Now, I went into the comment section and I don't see too many people making fun of him. Right. So here's the thing, right? Because I remember when the Lakers had that old ass roster, they were really clowning us. That's one of the older rosters out there right now, and they're probably going to catch some praise. Matter of fact, I didn't hear Steph Curry said they're coming for people and they got a target on their back and all this crazy stuff. I mean, come on now. Come on, somebody. Right? Ridiculous. Hey, what's up, bro? He said, what's up? What's good, Dan? Good to see you this late. Listen, man, late night is gonna be surprising you guys throughout the year. This new segment, whenever I just feel like talking to y'all, man, it don't matter the time, the hour. All the GOATs are going to be up in here, man. We're going to be talking basketball at all times and every hour, of the day. So make sure you guys get used to this because you can be seeing this mug through all hours of the day. And the crazy thing about this Lakers season is the tickets just went on sale, ladies and gentlemen. So if you guys want to plan ahead, tickets are officially on sale on Lakers or Ticketmaster.com. They officially went live. So I hope to see some of you guys there. That'll be great. Also wanted to talk about Bronnie James. We got the news today about Bronnie. Bronnie James, right, had a heart defect apparently. That was the cause of the cardiac arrest on July 24th. And so they're talking about they're confident that he will make a full recovery and return to basketball in the very near future, per Shams Charania. So that is what you like to hear, man. That is wonderful news on a Friday night. I thought, a lot of people thought his career might be over. He's gonna resume basketball activity, so I'm really cheering for this young buck to get out there and make a name for himself. So, very exciting times. Just exactly what the doctor's ordered as far as good news goes. Down for late night DTLF. I'm down for you too, my. Hey, listen, it's all love up in here. Hey, Dan, your thoughts on the 49ers trading Lance to Dallas? I'll be honest with you. I'm not a Niners fan. However, I do got friends that are. Shout out to my boy Mookie. Shout out to everybody out there that's a real Niners fan. I thought it was messed up because he went through an injury, lost obviously the starting spot, and lost his complete team. But it is a business at the end of the day, right? It's just crazy to see they traded all those picks, and they end up with what was it, like a mid to late third rounder or something like that. But yeah, I'll tell you what, it is what it is, man. It's a business. You see it a lot, especially in the business of football. It's not a lot of loyalty out there. Hey, we got the East Coast in the building. Dante, what's up, bro? He said, y'all think it's late for y'all on the West Coast? Listen, man, we are spoiled on the West Coast, okay? We're used to going to bed no later than 11 o'clock. No later than that. Hey, we here, Bill. We here, brother. We here year-round as well, man. Whenever I got to get something off my chest or there's just a lot of good topics to conversate and I wasn't able to get through them, throughout the course of the day. Just got back from the park not long ago, man. Was hooping up. I think we went 5-0 today, me and my family. So we have good days when we dominate really good competition. And, we're getting better and better as a family. And it's funny because when we challenge them, they see my little nephew, they see my girl, they see my brother, and they think, oh, this is going to be easy peasy, right? I don't know. DTLF is in the building, man. And I'm a quarterback, I set everybody up and then they take me home, right? So I'm glad. Just came back from getting my runs in, and I was like, you know what, man, there's some good topics to talk about. Yes, listen, I'm right there with your prayers up for Bronnie, and yes, I agree, Jeff. That Bronnie news definitely made my day. That was, it's good that they're in good spirits and ready to go, man, because I think he's going to have somewhat of a good career. Now, obviously, hopefully, it's just a minor setback and he can get back on track to where he was. But, anytime you get news like that, it's amazing news. By the way, for those of you that aren't aware, guys, Cinema Week is on Sunday, or should I say Cinema Day is on Sunday. All tickets and I'd say 90% of the movie theaters out here in Cali that I know for sure are $4, no more than that. So perfect time to take your family out there and do what it do, baby. Shit, if you want to, you got a cheap date or something, you want to splurge a little on the snacks, go ahead, fam. Go ahead and enjoy. Check this out. Here's a little comedic little bit here. I think this really made me laugh. Check out this tattoo, fam. Check out the tattoo. Do you guys see anything wrong here? I want to see who points it out first in the chat. There's something really wrong with this tattoo, and I'd be really tight. I'd be pissed off if this was the tat that they had on me right now. Super Mario Brothers, but except, do you guys see it? I'm gonna wait till somebody spots it out. He said, it's good to be in the Philippines. We are hosting FIBA. It's like winning the cup already. That's what's up, Vincent. Hey, man, enjoy that, brother. If you can get out to a game, even better. Very exciting. Okay, nobody notices. Okay, he said the wrist is skinny as hell. No. Let me zoom in on the picture really quick, man. I want you guys to notice it. I laughed my ass off when I seen this in the morning. And it's hilarious. There you go. I zoomed in on the pic really quick. There you go. Yo, you guys got it. Yeah, that's crazy. Imagine having two right hands, right? Mario got two right hands. It's just hilarious, man. Listen, if I'm not a tattoo guy, but I respect it, especially when the tattoos mean something, right? So if I was getting a tattoo and this was the result, I would be so pissed off. I think I would sue my tattoo guy. I wouldn't do that much, you know what I'm saying? But I really would be pissed. I'd probably cover it up with some other art because that is embarrassing. Two right hands, fam. Maybe he chose it like that. I don't know why he would do that, but two right hands is no go. Now check out these shoes, man. Shout out to Christian for the graphic, guys. These are my two favorite basketball shoes. Christian agrees they're his favorite as well. The Bruce Lee's the 5s, the Protro, and obviously the Kobe 9 Elites, man, the high tops. some of the best shoes I ever hooped in my life. And God, man, I wish I never used them up because I'll tell you, I used them, and then unfortunately Kobe passed, and I was never able to recoup those shoes, at least not at market value. So I wish I would have just put them in some glass case somewhere, man. But those were the best shoes I ever hooped with in my life. And I'll tell you, man, what are the best basketball shoes you guys ever hooped with? I would love to know. I would love to know if you guys would love to share that with me. I would love to know because those were the best ones. The Kobe 9 Elites, love them. And I've always been a high top shoe guy for hooping and a low top shoe guy for, dressing and for wearing and going out. Low to mid, right? So, hey, Max, what's up, bro? He said, hola from Spain. Hey, shout out to Spain. By the way, talking about shout outs, man, I want to give a major shout out to Canada. I think that's going to be Team USA's biggest competition. All right. Shout out to Canada and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who dropped 27 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals as Canada beat France by a 30-piece. Okay. So Rudy Gobert continues to be a dud, unfortunately, for France. But yeah, I'm telling you, watch out for Team Canada. They're the they're the real deal. They are the real deal, and I think we are gonna collide at some point. I think it's gonna be Team USA Canada, but the journey will start tomorrow morning, or if you're in the East Coast, today morning. And wow, just wow, right? He said, "What's good, Dan?" I already read that. He said, all Kobe's are perfect for b-ball." Well, I didn't. I agree with you, and that's the general consensus, right? But I haven't tried them all. I can comment on the one I did try, and I always wanted the Grinches. The Grinches are hardest. Those are probably some of my favorites. But the reason my all-time favorite shoes, Kobe shoes, are the Kobe's, the Bruce Lee's, is because it's just it embodies, I think, Kobe Bryant personified perfectly. I always said Kobe was a Bruce Lee of basketball, gone too soon, but he left a blueprint for success, right? And it's one of those things where I'm just like, man, those shoes were perfect. That was a perfect collaboration, and even had the scrapes from Enter the Dragon from that Bruce Lee movie. I'm a big Bruce Lee fan as well, by the way. His whole lifestyle is amazing. So I think that was a perfect combination, man. Perfect combination. By the way, remember I told you guys about okay, I showed you guys the wrong graphic. I told you guys about Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert today versus Canada only had 8 points. All right, 4 for 9 from the field and 4 turnovers. This dude, can we talk about one of the most overrated players of all time? It's got to be Rudy Gobert, especially for what he's making. Especially for what he is making. Now check this out, right? A lot of y'all think I'm probably a Jokic hater, and you're absolutely right. Not a fan. All right, his game bores the shit out of me. He plays like a baby in diapers. He's very skilled. I'll give him that. But this is what pissed me off. Do you guys remember his stoic reaction when he won the championship? Right? Look at this horse racing motherfucker, man. Look at him. He's out here living, partying, dancing. The Iron Giant, man. Looking like the Iron Giant. He's living it up over there in his country. But how come he wasn't given this energy for basketball? This is why I always tell people he does not love basketball. If he did, he would have kept that same energy. Right? I'm sorry to sound like a hater, but I am. All right. I'm a hater ever since I never seen somebody take the NBA championship so lightly, and it means so little to them. So please, if you're at the NBA, please do not give him the same calls he was getting. This dude was flopping like a fish all over the court, and you hate to see it, man. Especially somebody who's as passionate as basketball as we are. I hate to see him living it up at some cheap ass club, probably dancing with his cousins, and when it came to the NBA championship, he was like, whatever. He was like, I get to my country now. Like, do we have to go to parade? I was pissed, bro. I kid you not. I'm not even joking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how y'all feel about Jokic, but this is how I see him. This is how I see it. This is what I see. This is how I see Jokic. This is what he is to me. This is what he is to me right here, man. You know what I'm saying? He's not who you think he's not who you think he is. Joker is a poser, man. And he really benefits a lot from this soft era. I'll tell you that. A lot of the calls he got were ridiculous. I'm talking, he was hooking people, flopping, and getting and one calls, right? So I do want to ask you guys this, and I think this is a great question. And it's very early. The season hasn't even started. But who do you guys Who do you guys see as the MVP? Well, moving forward. What's up? What's up? What's up? I see you, Raquel. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm just speaking from the heart. I'll tell you this. I'll tell you the thing about Jokic that pisses me off is just he's so unlikable. He's so unless you're a Denver Nuggets fan, and then you don't care because you just won, right? The championship. So I get that. But he's just so unlikable. He truly is. And I'm just like, man, I hate that the fact that he won a championship. Why couldn't he go to somebody who cared? Heck, I'll be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not rooting for the Clippers, but let's just say I had a pick between OKC Russ and Jokic, right? Let's just say like Russ had went back home and they build a contender. I much prefer somebody who actually cares more about basketball than somebody who cares about horse racing. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I feel about it. But again, back to the question: who do you guys think is going to be the early favorite for MVP? You got obviously the man I just spoke about. You got Giannis, who's probably going to be healthy. You got Luka, who's always in the conversation just because his play style is very beloved around the league. You got Tatum, who's been leading his. As much as I hate to give him credit, he has been leading his Celtics year after year. At least close to the NBA Finals, if not to the NBA Finals, since they hit their stride here the last couple of years. You got Joel Embiid, the reigning MVP. You got LeBron James, who I think is really going to be in the running this year. I think if he's healthy, he'll be in the running. Hopefully, AD is there as well, and then you got Kevin Durant. Who is your early favorite, right? To win the MVP. That's what I want to know because at this point, I'm sitting around looking at the league, and I'm like, okay, this Laker team is gonna mean business this year. So I think one of our two guys is gonna, I'm not just saying it because you guys are, but I think one of our two guys, right? I think one of our two guys is gonna step up, whether it's LeBron or Anthony Davis. At least I want AD to be in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year because he was robbed last year. Can we agree with that? I would love to agree with, I would love for you guys to agree with me on that because it was highway robbery when it came to they gave it to Jaren Jackson Jr., he's all right. He's a solid defender. He's no AD. Talk about an impactful player who impacts both sides of the floor. But I love the fact that y'all think AD is going to do it this year. He looks motivated. He's in the gym. This is the fittest I've seen him in a long time, or ever, should I say. And he's still in the prime of his career. So very excited for him. We got an interesting comment here. Yo, Dan, my girl and I just broke up. It hurts, but I'm trying to move on. Any advice? Don't listen to love songs, brother. Just stay away from love songs. They won't make you feel better. It feels like every single love song is talking about you when it happens. It's like some sort of witchcraft. Just stay away from love songs. That's my number one advice. Number two, do things you love, man. Get your mind off, off of the pain and do things you probably couldn't do before when you were in relationships. That's my advice. Go out, kick it with your boys, hit the movies, whatever you couldn't do before, just go do that. Right. And advice number three, bro, if you're truly trying to move on, block her number, fam, because if y'all still have ways to communicate, eventually, most likely, there's going to be a re-up, right? Unless it was beyond repairable. But for the most part, yeah, those are the three things I would advise if you're truly trying to move on, and the best thing you could always do is just, in order to move on, is just do things you love to do. This is you time, man. This is a chance for you to grow, work on yourself, man. Work on your personal, work on your minds, all of that. So that's my advice, bro. If you truly want to know what I would do if I was you, right, in that situation. Yo, this is good advice right here by my boy Empire Jeff. Said my advice would be to watch last night's episode of Around the League. It'll cheer you up. Trust me. Listen, fam. Listen, fam. If y'all have not seen the last night's episode of Around the League, you guys are truly missing out, man. Because all I'm gonna say is that we had a guest appearance by a drunken master, and I mean that with so much love, man. Tremendous love and admiration for his craft. But it was so fun. It was a hilarious episode. It's a classic, fam. It's a classic. And matter of fact, the man of the hour is in the building, so I appreciate you, bro. But yeah, instant classic. The beautiful thing about Around the League, and I think this is why it's a hit with the fans and just with the general public, is that when I created it, it was just to capture people's personalities and let them be themselves. I tell them before we come on live, just do you. Don't worry about it. You got something to say, get it off your chest. You disagree with me, that's cool. Just just do you. You know, it's like barbershop talk. It's like when you invite the homies to come watch a game, you watch it together, and you just going back and forth. We love bullshit, but we also speak facts, and we're very knowledgeable. So it's awesome, and you see everybody gets a chance to shine. And yesterday, like I said, my co-star stole the show. So shout out to Christian, man. He's been killing it all week. But yeah, if y'all haven't seen the latest episode, definitely go check it out, man. It was dedicated to Kobe Bryant, and it has some good laughs. It has some good, moments where we reminisced and really showed our love for Kobe Bean. So, yep, check it out. Let's see here. Alberto's absolutely right, man. Never question God's work. There's a reason why you and your girl didn't work out. And to be honest, I'm nobody to judge when it comes to relationships. All I can say is that do whatever makes you happy, right? Your heart will always tell you what the right thing to do is, right? Because we're in a listen. Mankind is a emotional species where when we get over emotional, sometimes it clouds our judgment. So we might overreact one way or the other. But when you get some time to let it sit in and you truly think about it, you can really start kind of find yourself and figure out what the right thing to do is, right? Don't ever let nobody judge you, whether you get back with your girl, whether you officially break up. All I'm telling you is that if you truly want to move out, if you truly want to move on, that is my advice for you, what I gave you earlier. But much love to you, man. Hopefully you feel better, buddy. Stay away from love songs. Stay away from love songs for sure. Let's see here. Have Dillon the villain bricks to poke Austin Reeves to drop 40 on him. You know what? I'm glad you brought that up, because when it comes to Dillon Brooks, he is trying to justify everything he said about LeBron and his personality. And that is, listen, they brought him there for supposedly for leadership. Listen, they're not going to get the right qualities out of him. If he's still trying to justify that, he should be growing and learning and switching that up. You should never poke a bear. That's not good news. Everybody knows that, right? Even the literal meaning of poking a bear is like, you don't want to mess with a bear. He'll claw your ass up, right? For some reason, this guy's trying to change the meaning and make it seem like it's something you should do. Well, listen, man, you lost your team because you poked a bear. Let's be honest, right? They didn't want no part of you. The rumors were true. They weren't looking to bring you back. As a result, you're now a Houston Rocket. Now, everybody knows that the Houston Rockets be on some funny shit, man. just whatever you do not Google Josh Christopher and Jalen Green. Because let's just say Jalen Green was doing something that wasn't very green. You know what I'm saying? Like, he would listen. At the end of the day, I thought it was really hysterical. I almost dropped the voiceover. I'm not gonna lie. I almost dropped the voiceover for Dillon Brooks, and I might still do it at some point. He pisses me off, gets under my skin. It's turned into sense of humor. But I almost dropped the voiceover for Dillon Brooks on joining the Houston Rockets, bro. It was that comical to me. I couldn't believe it. I was like, no way, you can't make this up, right? One of the most immature vets in the game joins the most immature young squad. So it's gonna be a match made in hell, and I'm here for it. Grab your popcorn. It's gonna be interesting. Now, I will say this, man. Besides all the court antics and stuff like that, Jalen Green has all the talent in the world. I've liked this talent since he was in college, right? Since he was a young buck, and just how phenomenal he was, and the promise he showed, when it comes to Jet. Well, not in college, but obviously he played for the G League squad, right? I believe it was the Ignite. But I scouted him, and I was like, this dude's gonna be phenomenal, right? All side antics aside. But bottom line is this: I think he'll develop to be a nice player, but they're a very egotistic, centric squad, and that's not good. That's not gonna help anybody win anytime soon. That's why they got their coach fired, unfortunately. And this is why they added another vet that really does not fit. So yeah. Hey, what up, y'all? He said, Elijah creating fake accounts. Stop it, man. Stop it. We're not gonna entertain stupidity. Not this late at night. Yes, major love to Christian. He deserves it, man. Give him his flowers, y'all. He's been killing it. You see the graphic behind me. That's all my boy Chris, man. So shout out to Christian. Why, thank you, man. Thank you, bro. Hey, listen, since I was a kid, I used to come up with nicknames for people that would just stick. It's the entrepreneur in me, man. It was always in there. And so when I invented this channel and Around the League and all this stuff, it's just stuff that I know people are going to resonate with because it stands for something. So That's what I appreciate you, man. Thank you, Uncanny. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. You said Jalen Green and Josh Christopher part of the alphabet people, man. Nah, man, it's not about critiquing, that they can do whatever they want, but it's just at the end of the day, it's just man, so many distractions on that roster. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? You're supposed to be focusing on basketball, and that it's crazy, right? It's just crazy how things happen. But you can see that the coach clearly was not the problem there. It's just there's no chemistry. Everybody's trying to eat, and that's how it is when you got too many youngsters on one team and no real leaders. Is that you're gonna have a team that doesn't win much, a team that everybody is out there doing their own thing. It almost feels like pickup basketball game. Even watching as a fan, right? It feels like everybody's trying to make their own mark, but nobody's playing in unison. They're not playing real team ball, and I think that's the main problem. They don't have a real leader. Can somebody grow into that leadership role? Maybe, but it's also going to take the right coaching. I don't know if it gets more comical, right? But I'm not sure if Ime Udoka is the right leader for that team. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine Ime Udoka being like, "Hey, man, no dry humping in the locker room." And then you turn around and he's over here entangled with a cheerleader, bro. Nah, man. You can't make this stuff up. But yeah, at the end of the day, man, it's the NBA. There's always drama somewhere. And as long as it's not here with the Lakers, I'm happy because we've had our own fair share of drama last season. You guys know what I'm talking about. Brick. So at the end of the day, I'm glad we're headed in the right direction. The team chemistry seems to be awesome. Guys are already linking up. We saw the Jared Vanderbilt video out there, man, looking good. His handle's looking better. Out there with Cameron Reddish. By the way, Cam Reddish has crazy potential to bloom into a nice young player, especially under Phil Handy, Darvin Ham, and the coaching staff. So, man, awesome. Yes, they are, my man. Absolutely. Oh man, here we go. Here we go with the puns. Thank God it's late night, man. He said, yeah, they focused on ball all right. You forgot the S. Too much young talent is bad for ball, in my opinion. It is. You need to have those veteran leaders, man. Throughout the course of history in time, the best young players that have developed always had a veteran that they could follow, and that was a true leader, the veteran leadership, right? Now, there's in the history, there's been players that have been really, really good, but never really panned out into winners, right? And that's probably because they didn't have the right leadership and they didn't really become leaders as a result of it, right? The whole point of having veterans is they got to teach the young players how to lead and how to be selfless. In order to lead, you have to be selfless. You got to be able to put your team ahead of, ahead of yourself, right? That's what true selflessness is. We saw Kobe Bryant do that later in his career in the second half, right? That's why 24 means so much. We've seen so many young players grow into young men and mature, and as a result, become champions. And then we've seen others that never could be able to do that, and as a result, their career was cut short, unfortunately, right? So, yeah, you have both ends of the spectrum, and it's good to just really analyze what type of players we have. Now, when I look at our young players, I look at somebody like Austin Reeves. He's exactly the type of player that can help usher us into a new era, right? Now, I'm not saying he'll be the best player on the team, but he'll be somebody's Robin. He'll be somebody's Alfred. You know what I'm saying? And he don't mind doing that, Does he have potential to be the best player on the team? Maybe. TBD, right? We're still watching the upwards trajectory with him. We don't know what the ceiling is yet. But Team USA, he's been phenomenal, and it shows that. Even Steve Kerr said he's a plug-and-play type of player. Wherever you put him, he instantly makes the team better. He does everything right. He's like a glue guy, but with tremendous skill, right? He's not just a glue guy. He's not just a locker room guy. The tremendous skill set and he's really him, right? So you need more players like that, and I'm glad we have them. D'Lo, in my opinion, I think he's still learning leadership. Even at his age, I think he's still learning how to be a leader, how to be a floor general, how to manage a team, how when to get when to play make. I think he's still learning. That's why sometimes he's off, and he'll adjust, right? Rui Hachimura is another one that got to learn how to be a leader, because there's going to be times when we're going to need to lean on him, especially due to injuries, and we're going to need him to be big time, and I think he'll be ready, right? If not this year, maybe the next one, but I think he'll be ready soon. And then, of course, we got other young players as well, but I just love the way they've been developing and how selfless our team is this season. I don't see a single selfish player on this team as of right now. Now, obviously, as the season progresses, things can change, And if I see somebody that's standing out, sticking out like a sore thumb, I always point it out. I always keep it a $150 with y'all. So that's my job, right? To keep it. I'm Dan the Laker fan, not Dan the Laker fan boy. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm not gonna suck up to any player. I try to hold everybody accountable, including LeBron. So that's what we do over here. By the way, what do you guys think? What do you guys think of JaVale McGee? Is he too old? Right? I know he can only give us about 15 to 20 minutes max, but he was tremendous during the regular season, during the 2020 year. 3 years removed from that, I get it. But if he's a last resort option, I really don't mind it. And another thing is, he already had great chemistry with Anthony Davis. So that's something to look out for, right? He just recently got cut from Dallas. So if we don't land a Christian Wood or a Bismack Biyombo or somebody like that, I'm on board. How do you guys feel about JaVale McGee? That's what I want to know. He said Giannis is a free agent in 2 seasons. He said, do you think the Lakers will sign him and AD? Man, again, we've talked about this on Around the League. I'm always been a huge fan of Giannis. I would love to have him. Right now, it seems like a pipe dream, but the situation can change in 2 years. Remember, LeBron James might be able to opt out in that, from that contract in 2 years, and maybe they can restructure something to prolong his career. I don't know, man. Appreciate you, my brother. Thank you, man. You're so generous. Dan, I'm in Vegas. Hey now. I didn't want to put that. It's going a little too far, man. You got the point. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I resigned Dwight over him. Really? Because JaVale McGee actually got NBA. I mean, he really hasn't had an off season. Dwight is playing lower competition, right, in China, but or wherever he's playing. But I don't know. Honestly, we'll see. Isaiah Joe would be a nice acquisition. He would be a nice acquisition. Man, it's let's see who else gets cut before training camp. That's what I want to know, right? Who else is going to be available? Because maybe it could be somebody that flies under the radar per usual. The Lakers tend to do that. He said he's washed. Could be, but maybe he'll provide that spark. Remember, we do have a young buck, right? And the name of Jackson Hayes, who can maybe learn from JaVale and become that type of player, just a utility belt type of guy. Block shots, get rebounds, and just do a little bit of the dirty work here and there, left and right. I don't think we need star numbers from any of these guys. Role players just need to play a role. That's what people don't understand. And JaVale McGee is exactly that. He's a role player. Sign Giannis for sure. That would be nice. I wish JaVale could help us out, but I don't think he has much left in the tank. That's fair. That is fair, but who knows, man? I mean, we'll see. We'll see when it comes to him. I don't believe he's my favorite option. Obviously, there's better, younger, more spry big men out there. Even matter of fact, I think I'd probably be leaning a little more towards Serge Ibaka than JaVale McGee. He's somebody who's been out there. I know he's been recovering from injury, but you know what I'm saying? I'd probably be leaning more towards Serge than JaVale. But like I said, as a last resort, I'm not mad at it at all. He has championship experience. He's somebody who he's going to do exactly what he needs to do. And even if it's 10 minutes per game, that could be huge for us, right? Especially down the stretch. McGee could be the Dudley of the team. See, that's just the thing. We need somebody who can punch in minutes. Matter of fact, what about Tristan Thompson? Tristan Thompson could still be an option out there, right? In my opinion, I think last I checked, he, a couple months ago, he was still working out in the practice facility, right, in El Segundo. So I think he could still be an option. I mean, there's gonna be an option out there, right? He said Noah Ibaka is cooked, Dan, more cooked than McGee. I don't know, TBD. He's been out of the league right now. Maybe his body recover. Who knows? But if we're talking about skill wise, I prefer Serge than JaVale. If we're talking about health wise, then the healthier one shall win. I honestly, I loved what I saw from Tristan Thompson in limited minutes in the Western Conference Finals. I'm kind of shocked that that they're not considering him maybe a little more. Maybe they are behind the scenes. I don't know. Whiteside has been out of the league for a couple years. I don't know. Noah Ibaka, he said, hold on, let me see if I can read this one really quick. My man wrote me a paragraph. He said, what do you think about the narrative of Bron holding the ball too much and turning scorers into spot up shooters, I think is partially true. His game don't fit with everyone. Listen, LeBron is the type of player that can adapt, right? He's somebody who can adapt to any team. However, yes, he is an on-ball player, and yes, if you're not a player who can play off the ball, you probably won't get too many minutes with him. However, when he's off the court, then guys like Rondo have shined before, so it's not a problem. Rondo is also an on-ball player. However, we had to stagger their minutes, right? Because when we tried to start them both, that's when we had problems. We actually tried with Russell Westbrook, but he didn't fit with anybody on the court, so it didn't matter who you threw out there, man. People were trying to blame LeBron, and it's like, listen, we're good when Westbrook was off the court. When he's on the court, turnovers, bricks, and complaints, right? So it's one of those things where I'm just like, okay, I know people ain't complaining about a GOAT, one of the GOATs, one of the best to ever do it, and trying to say he needs to change his game. No, role players are role players for a reason. They need to learn how to play their role to the best of their ability, right? So, hey, listen, by the way, we haven't talked enough about this. My guy Nathaniel said, Dan, I'm super excited about Kobe's statue. Man, tell me about it, man. It's going to be unveiled on 2/8/24. So on February the 8th, 2024, which is perfect. 2 for Gigi, number 8 for Kobe, and then the year 24 for Kobe. And I think the statue is going to have something of that sort of imagery. I think it's going to have the 2 for Gigi. She might be in her jersey. I think it'll have the, probably both versions, probably the number 8 or 24. Maybe he'll be wearing 8 in the front, 24 in the back. I'm not sure how they're going to do it. Very excited. If you get lucky enough to get tickets for that game, I know they're going to be expensive. You get lucky, man, to get tickets for that game, cherish that, because that's a historic moment you're a part of. Like when my boy Mookie sent me to the Pau Gasol jersey retirement game, that means the world to me, because that's a memory I'm always going to cherish. Of course, every memory is special, but especially on those nights, right? So that Pau Gasol night was phenomenal. I even met a fan from Spain who subscribed to this channel, so shout out to him. And yeah, we hit it off. It was cool, man. We're talking Lakers basketball, and that's what I'm telling you. When you go to Staples, you're just one big family, So it was an amazing experience. And if you guys get to experience the unveiling of the obviously the statue on said date, you're a part of history. It's nothing better than that. Nothing better than that. Uncanny, my brother. He said, have you thought about having a podcast and maybe bringing in some other people or letting people call in? I've seen some other channels do that. Listen, man, let me tell you something. This was one of the first channels that had call-ins and interactions with fans. We do it every phone call Friday is what we call it, especially during the season. It gets active, bro. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button, like, all that good stuff. This channel takes off times 10. I'm talking, we didn't had 2,000 people in the live stream at once during the NBA Finals. We have thousands of people here. Sometimes these videos get 10,000s of views per video. And I usually do pregame, halftime, postgame, and then I do Around the League Thursdays where I invite, some of the best to break it down and talk basketball. And then we bring in a random guest or two. So yeah, man, there's a lot more to this channel than late night. So if it's your first time watching, make sure to hit that like button, because I'm telling you, bro, we've been doing it for years, and I always give the people what they want. So yeah, there's a lot of segments coming this year. There's a lot of content coming. If you're a diehard Laker fan, you're in the right place. Matter of fact, if you're a diehard basketball fan, you're in the right place, right? So make sure to hit that like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff, man. Do you think AD gets the ball enough? In my opinion, that's why he gets discouraged. I do think he's the type of player that needs to see the basketball go in the hoop early in the game and things start opening up for him. So I think he's a rhythm type offensive player. See, a lot of people forget that Anthony Davis in Kentucky was a defensive-minded player first, which means that is his specialty. The offensive end comes whenever he gets a rhythm and a flow. That's why one of his best years was when we had Rondo, because Rondo knew his game. We'll get him involved off pick and rolls, high-low screen action, and he got easy buckets early in the game. That way he already had it going towards the end. He would have had tons of 30-point, 40-point. And matter of fact, he even had a 50-point game for the Lakers the first year we acquired him. So in 2020. So very exciting, man. Very, very exciting. And hopefully other point guards like D'Angelo can get more acquainted with we got plenty of playmakers. Obviously, you got Austin Reeves, another playmaker, LeBron. So AD's in the right place. We just have to get him more involved early on because when he gets it going on both ends of the floor, he is an absolute monster. And I hate it when people overreact based off of one series or a couple of games, start calling him a bum. Some people were even complaining about the extension. Like, what do you want? That's the best value we can get. We won that trade. Not only did we win a championship, but we got our superstar locked up for the foreseeable future. And at the end of the day, if he ever requests a trade or something, you get major value in return. So it's a win-win for both parties, right? What would you do if a player you criticize claps back at you on Twitter? I mean, listen, depends what the criticism was. If it's something, I mean, I'm a fan at the end of the day. Fans, we criticize everything. It's our natural habitat. It is it is our it's what we do, man. We are fanatics. The look up the definition, fanatic, right? So we're gonna scrutinize and criticize everything, but we also give praise when deserved. A good fan will always give praise, and when you're wrong, you gotta admit it. So it depends what the person is and whatnot. He said, "I know we get on Russ, but I'll give him his credit. He gave AD the ball, 3 pick and rolls, saw some success. At the end of the day, Kane, Russell Westbrook is a Hall of Famer, but he is one of the worst Lakers of all time. And you could blame her. You could choose to blame him or not. That's up to you. But for that price, for 47 million, and the production, he wasn't even giving us. Like he had a nice stint when he first got put on the bench. That was the best stint he had for his career. But then I felt like after like 6 or 7 games, it wasn't working because clearly the chemistry's off, and he wanted to start, and he cared more about his triple doubles. And it didn't translate to wins. We started off at one of the worst starts since, what was it, 2012? We started like 2-10, and Russ was a huge part of that, right? And also the fact that the chemistry was just off. So in my opinion, Russell Westbrook was one of the worst Lakers of all time. And I'm not talking about just skill wise. I'm talking about contractors. I'm talking about everything we gave up in the trade wise. I'm talking about his attitude. He didn't care. One of his first interviews when he said he didn't really care about winning, he had nothing to prove. You're already rubbing the fans the wrong way because all we care about are players that care about winning, right? How do you think Caruso became a fan favorite? Laying his body on the line every single play. Guys like that, guys like Austin Reeves, guys like Rui Hachimura, guys who play hard for the team, right? So when Russ came in here and made it clear early that all he cared about was getting his triple doubles, even over wins. He would have smiles when we would lose, but he had a triple double. It was all smiles. He would be dancing on the sideline. I mean, he didn't care, right? So that's my biggest criticism of him, and that's probably why I kind of turned on him. I was excited when we traded for him. I thought he was sacrificed for the roster. Did no such thing. So that was one of the worst trades in history, one of the worst fits in Laker history, and in my opinion, if we're talking about contract to production ratio, one of the worst Lakers of all time, right? And it is what it is. It's over now. Wish him the best, except when he plays the Lakers, and we move, baby. We got way further than they did, right? They were talking all this shit that the Lakers were the problem, and this and that, and then all of a sudden, first round exit. Russ couldn't even lead you past the first round since he was so great, right? Oh, they're gonna blame it on injuries and stuff, but when we got injured, they didn't want to hear the excuses. So, it all comes full circle. There you go. Bloodhound said it best. Sorry, wrong comment. Here it is. Bloodhound said it was a horrible trade. Westbrook was declining ball dominant player who can't shoot. There you go. He summed up everything I said in a short sentence, pretty much. I love it. What if Giannis, AD, and LeBron teamed up on the Lakers? Yeah, I don't put it past anybody. But I think Giannis has a better chance of coming if LeBron opts out of his contract, right? If he opts into his final third year, now I don't know how we can even make the money work, right? He's gonna be a mega max. I don't even know if the new CBA allows it to have 3 mega max contracts on your team. So maybe LeBron restructured his final year or something, maybe. But I'm just not sure, bro. I'm not a salary cap expert. Shout out to my boy Jeff, Empire Jeff. He's the guy for salary cap. You know what? This is a final comment I'll read. My boy Chris is absolutely right. He said, the Hollywood lights were too bright for Westbrook. Horrible attitude. He just wanted his money and to make commercials. I mean, pretty much, man. And people are going to think we dislike him or whatever. Nah, he's gone. I wish him the best. He seems like a great dude. Off the court. On the court, he seemed like an asshole. Why? Because he wanted to pick fights with the reporters. He wanted to blame everybody but himself. He snitched on the last coach after he got fired, talking about he don't know what he did to him. He probably snitched on this coach as soon as he got to the Clippers, and there's no accountability there. So, yeah, I wish him the best. He's still a Hall of Fame player. We got to keep it $150, but his best days are behind him, unfortunately for him, right? But anyways, guys, it's going to wrap it up for me. Thank you guys for tuning in to another late night with yours truly, man. I appreciate y'all. Please make sure to slap that like button like you're slapping your girl's ass. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate Prize Picks, man, for sponsoring this channel. Always is a blast, man, chopping it up with y'all, kicking it. I'm glad we came on live today. We had even more than 30 minutes, which we usually do cut these to 30 minutes. But appreciate y'all, man. Much love. Have a great night. Talk soon, all right? Peace.